Hi everyone, welcome back to the Relax and Craft YouTube channel. My name's Fleur and today we're going to learn this absolutely beautiful weave which we call full Persian. Now in chainmail there are quite a few different families of weaves. You've got your European weaves, your Japanese weaves, your Persian weaves, your mage weaves, etc. This falls into the Persian weave family and it's called full Persian, but you also may know this as something called foxtail. So if you go onto the high street and ask for a foxtail chain, it will look very similar to this. It's a beautiful weave and you can see that because we've done this on two colours, each side has got a different look to it, so it's a great one to do in two colours. Now the sizes that I've used for this are ideally an aspect ratio of 5.5, so I've kept this one nice and simple. I've used a 5.5 in a diameter on a 1mm wire, which gives me that 5.5 aspect ratio. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you in my very large jump rings to start with, and then I'm going to show you in the correct size as well. Now, like all chainmail, all we need to create it are two pairs of chain nose or flat nose pliers. Now because this is a weave that's quite dense, as you can see, the density is quite dense in there. It can be quite difficult to see how to close a jump ring. If you have something like your needle nose pliers, these will be really helpful as well. If you don't have any of these kind of pliers, then I will drop a link in the description below for the website and you can have a look and see if there's any on there that you like the look of. So let me just clear all this down and I'll get all my large jump rings ready and I'll meet you back here and we'll get started with this beautiful weave. So to get started, what we want is we want 4 of our closed jump rings and 2 of our open jump rings. And we're going to take one of those open jump rings and we're going to add on all 4 of our closed jump rings. Now, like I say, in this weave, if you are using 2 different colours, it is a lot easier to learn. And we always talk about portrait and landscape jump rings when we're talking about this weave as well. So I'm just adding the second open jump ring to all 4. So what we're going to end up with is a chain of 2 and then 4. Now if I hold this like this, you can see that I've now got my portrait and landscape jump rings. So these are my portraits because I can only see the side, and these are my landscapes. I can see the whole, near enough the whole surface area of that jump ring. Now I'm going to just add a handle on here. So I like to use, when I'm using these large jump rings, just a safety pin, but even when I'm using the correct size in a bit, I like to use safety pins because I find them easier. I can add a little piece of paper on here with the name of the weave and the jump ring sizes that I've used, etc. So I'm going to turn it this way, so it's sort of like facing away from me, but you will find whatever's comfortable for you to hold this weave. Now, there's 2 rules of thumb with this weave. If we are using 2 different colours of jump rings, we never attach the same colour to the same colour. So a red will never go on to a red and a gold will never go on to a gold. It always attaches to the opposite. And we always need 4 portrait rings to add in our 2 landscape rings. So we always need 4 portraits for 2 landscapes. Now the very first jump ring that you're going to add in is always a little bit trickier because nothing's holding this together, so it is a little bit loose and it's not holding any pattern. Once you've got these first 2 jump rings in, it does become a lot easier. So my first open jump ring, so we know that we can't add the same colour to the same colour, so I'm adding them to the red, so it's got to be the gold that I'm using. And what we're going to do with this, if we just separate all of these out and we number them, 1, 2, 3 and 4, this jump ring is going to go in this route. So it's going to pick up number 1, it's going to skip across 2 and 3, and it's going to pick up number 4. Okay, so it's picking up 1 and 4. Let me just, obviously these are incredibly large jump rings and sometimes it is difficult for me to hold them so you can see it properly. So we've got number 1 and we've got number 4. So I'll do that again. So just spread them out a little bit so you can see. Picking up jump ring number 1, picking up jump ring number 4. So you can see straight away it's actually mirroring what that top jump ring here is doing. And now it's going to go through 3 and 2. So I'm just supporting those jump rings on my index finger, pushing them forward slightly, and it's going to just go down through 3 and 2. So the route that it's gone is 1, 4, 3 and then 2. And then I'm going to close that jump ring up. So you can see how it's made that formation. Now with full Persian, what we do on one side we do on the other. So I'm going to flip my work over and again hold it. Now that first jump ring's done a great job because it's now holding a little bit of that pattern for me, so you can see that these two are pointing forward. So this second jump ring is a little bit easier, although it can still be slightly tricky because nothing is stable yet. So again, pick up my next open jump ring. I'm going to pick up number 1 and number 4 and then 3 and 2. Okay, so 1, 4, 3 and 2 and close. And that is one of my little units completed. Now, remember what we said about the rule of thumb for this weave is that we need 4 portraits to be able to put in our 2 landscapes. At the minute, the only portraits here are these 2 here at the end. So we need to add in 2 more portrait jump rings before we can go in and add our next landscape jump rings. So I'm going to open up those 2 portraits and I'm just going to simply link these 2 onto the landscape jump rings that we've just added. Now again, it follows our sort of like little rule of thumb. We don't add the same colour to the same colour. So this is a red and it's going on to a gold, so we know that that's correct. So that's 3 portrait jump rings and the 4th one going in for our 4th portrait jump ring. So I've now got 4 portrait jump rings to be able to add in. So you can see here, if we ignore these 2 at the back, we've got our 4, 1, 4, 3 and 2. So I can now go ahead and take my open jump rings and going to go through 1, 4, 3 and 2 and close. Now if I just hold that up, if you get lost, you can see, if you think, oh, I don't know what to do next, or you forget the pattern, if we hold it like that, you can see there's a jump ring missing on this side. So what we do on one side, we flip over and we do on the other. So again, picking up my jump ring, 1, 4, 3 and 2 and close. And that's my next unit completed. Now to move forward, we're going to go again and place in our next 2 portrait jump rings, and I'll show you in the correct size as well, so don't worry, you'll see it in the correct size as well. So again, my 2 jump rings. Now some people find it easier to go the opposite way round. So some people find it easier to go through the 2 loose portrait jump rings and then go through the 2 that are on the top. It's exactly the same. You're going to get the same look to your piece. There's no difference in doing that. So some people like to go 3, 2, 1, 4 and close, and it creates the same weave. It's however you feel more comfortable, and you can see now how that is starting to form like so. And my next 2 jump rings will go on to my landscape jump rings. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clear this down and I'm going to get the small jump rings and I'm going to show you exactly how to make this in the correct size jump rings, so with the pliers and everything. So setting up exactly the same with our 2 landscape and 4 portraits, and then I'm going to pick up my next landscape jump ring, sorry, pick up number 1, pick up number 4, and then let's put those down so you can see, pushing those 3 and 2 forward with my index finger, then I'm going to go through 3 and 2, and you can always just sort of like feed them on like so. So just feed them over the top, and then we're going to close, making sure that those closures are nice and neat. And then what we do on one side, we do on the other. So if you try not to drop it at this point, you will be able to see that pattern on the other side. If it does drop on the floor, sometimes it's quicker just to start again than it is to try and decipher which way round everything is. So picking up jump rings 1 and 4, let me just put those pliers down so I can get it nice and close. Picking up jump rings 1 and 4, and then 3 and 2, and you can see I'm just feeding that over the edge of the jump ring and close. So that's my first little unit, and now I need to add in my next 2 portrait jump rings because I've only got 2 portrait jump rings. So just opening up and then just adding that through, close, and then again with my next jump ring. Now with this weave you can go up a little bit in the aspect ratio, but after about 6 it doesn't, after about an aspect ratio of 6 it doesn't really hold its form, and it gets really loose and it doesn't hold this nice box formation. So like I say, I like to use the 5.5 aspect ratio, which there is quite a few different sizes, and I'll link the sizes below which will help with it. Will help to make this weave. So again, if we were going to go 1 4 3 2, we would then just pick up our jump ring, go through 1 and 4, and then down through 3 and 2, and then turning our work over, and again 1 4 3 and 2, and just pushing that over the edge. Please ignore the state of my nails and my hands. I am a jeweller as well, so I don't have the prettiest hands, so I do apologise. So I'm just going to do the other way of adding them in. So I'm just going to add in my next 2 portrait jump rings. So there's 1 and 2. And like I said, some people may find it easier to work backwards onto yourself, so towards the end, towards the sort of like where we've started from. So picking up my jump ring through the loose pair and then across and through. So some people may want to do that version as well, but just adding it in. They're both going to create exactly the same, so I'll do that again for you. So through the first pair and then through the second. I'll keep it on that angle there because it was quite a good angle for you to see. So through the loose pair and then through those 2. Now just make sure that it's sitting on top of the previous gold jump ring. And this is where I was saying that sometimes if you've got really fine nose pliers, it will help you to be able to get that closure really nice. And you can see if I just hold it like so, you can see we have a jump ring missing on this side. So if I lose where I am and I can't remember what my next move is, just hold it to the side and you'll see those V formations, and you'll see that 1 is missing. The 2 real things that go wrong with this is that we forget to put our next 2 portrait jump rings in, or we forget to put one side in. So if we were to just leave this section out, it would be called a 3/4 Persian, which is a completely different weave, which is a great one to go around things like cabochons and things like that. So through the loose 2 and then round and through the 2 that are already in. So it's only going through those teal jump rings, nothing else. And close. If I just bring the finished piece over, well, the sample piece, just zoom out a little bit for you, so you can see just how lovely it is. So this was obviously the large one that we did with the large jump rings, and then this is the correct size. It's an absolutely beautiful weave, and it's a really lovely one for necklaces and bracelets and little sections of earrings as well. Thanks for watching this short tutorial on how to create your gorgeous full Persian, also known as foxtail chain maille weave. If you have enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a little like and maybe a comment. Let me know if you're going to have a go at this, and if you do, I'd love it if you could tag us in social media. I'll put the hashtag Relax and Craft on the screen now, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, then subscribe, hit the subscribe button and hit that bell and press all of the notifications. Then YouTube will let you know when I drop a brand new tutorial, a tool review or an unboxing. Until the next video, thanks for watching and I'll see you soon.